Ladies and gentlemen, I's, me's, we's, us, they, thems, and these nuts. Today we're going to build a deck. Today this deck is actually for my friend too. So we're going to go to feet. I have some quick notes here. And really we only need, make this a little bigger, maybe you guys see it. Our span is 14, or I guess our width is 14, 3.5. And our span is like hidden in there and it's 12. I'm redoing this because the handrail just kind of, he wants the aluminum rail, not the posted rail. Total 6x6 material, 2x10s, 2x10, 11, 4 1/4 for our post spacings inside to inside. There's some missing information. I wish I had the center and the post information. And that's okay. And these were like a little off too, so it's better just to redesign the entire thing when your vertical braces are off, your lateral braces, excuse me. But we'll start with the 14, 3.5, and we'll do the top, and then 12. And I think, if I remember correctly, this was months ago when I first did this thing. One fourth, 1/2. That if I subtracted an eighth, everything would line up like way better. So I'm gonna do that because I feel like that was the thing. So we're just gonna go inches. Here, let's get our 12 just so I can get out of feet for a second here. 12 feet, okay. Inches, awesome. And then minus 1/8. 171 3/8, yeah. Cut it to that. In reality, you know that's exactly what's gonna happen, right? Let's get our boundaries going here. The little dot has disappeared, that's okay. Shapr3D status. This almost doesn't look like a 90-degree angle. My eyes deceive me. It's a flush mounted beam too. I don't know if anybody caught that. Oops. And that's because there's a garage under here. So we're gonna do flush mounted beams. So you only do flush mounted beams, you know, when you need that overhead, whether it's like a walking path or whatever. But in reality, you want this beam to be down here carrying all the joist. Saves a lot of work, saves a lot of thoughts. When it comes to these, I do the long stay long and the short stay short. And that makes no sense to you, and that's absolutely fine. It's just kind of a saying I have. In reality, you gotta build it to the standard of whatever's kind of going on here. So we'll offset our rim joist 1.5 inches. We have no front rim because it's just beam. It's beam status. So that's 5.5. Oops. 5.5. Drag this line. Awesome. Lock it down. Nothing changed there. Why didn't that get selected? Are these touching? Yeah, they're touching. Of course they are. I know that we're gonna have a picture frame around it, so we're gonna come out 3.5 here, and that's gonna be a 2x4 on flat right there. And then we'll just get our 1.5 inches here. Ooh, can we do it? No, we cannot. 1 and 1/2. And then we'll just grab these lines and just head on down. Come on down. I'm gonna overdo them because sometimes, because they're so close together, it really is just kind of confusing to see everything, and sometimes the snap points get all weird. So I'm gonna create more work for myself. Nothing new there. So 3.5. And then from there, come out 1.5 inches. Whatever. Drag these down. I'm kind of looking for these lines to light up. That means they're parallel? Parallel. Some words that I totally know. Double, triple check. 1.5 inches, okay. Trim. Awesome. Oh, we forgot our ledger, which is also an offset. Oh my god. Offset. Please let me select the number. And then we'll just kind of clean these up. The longs stay long, so I want this one to run through, so I'll delete that line, these lines. So yeah. So I don't have to like put a joist hanger there and suffer through that. Okay. I won't do all the joists, I'll just grab the joist pattern. Or I'll just use the pattern tool after we extrude some. It's kind of tedious, but you gotta extrude everything one by one kind of deal. Because like if I extruded this beam and this rim at the same time, they would become one, and I don't want it to be one. I don't want them to be a union. Don't join the union, beam. Okay, 2x10 material. Yep, 2x10, you can't see it because it's really tiny. And then we'll pattern tool those over. Pattern, linear, spacing. I was already on that. We want our spacing of 16 on center. You're gonna hear that a million times in your life if you're in construction. 9, 12. Now we're an eighth under. How did that happen? Let's figure it out. Let's get rid of this beast. From here to here, it's an eighth. Could we just grab all of these lines and just like move them? Like unlock the sketch, as dangerous as that is. Okay, we're unlocked. Nobody click anything. Maybe I was wrong. Whatever. We just want to come this way. Negative 1/8. Okay. Yeah, and that just kind of gets rid of us trying to center things. So let's extrude the rest of this thing. The beam, flush mounted beam, 9.5 for 2x10. Negative, remember our negatives. Negative 9.5. Oh. This point. Negative 9.5. I guess we'll get this 2x4 now that we're just like hanging out right here, enjoying ourselves. 3.5. Negative. And that just has it so when we run this picture frame board around it, it has a bearing on it. And we'll also kind of take advantage of it using our post. And it's just tough. It's a strong board. Oops. Negative 9.5. And then our sketch went away. Hooray. Negative 3.5, 2x4 on flat. The longs have stayed long. The beam is a little too short. Not for what we're doing though. Okay, coming to the bottom. Let's get our post lines. Man, that eighth is really bothering me here. Yeah, I didn't notate how far it is from like the edge, so we're gonna start in the center and go 11.4 divide 2, and then we'll just do 11.4. So we'll come this way. 11. We are in inches right now. Go to feet. 11 feet, 4 and 1/4 divide 2 by 1/8. Bring this guy 11.4 and 1/4. Awesome, and that was insides. So back to inches. We're doing 6x6, so 5.5, 5.5. That looks wrong. It's because it is. How did this happen? No, it's not. What is this point? I mean, this number's here, and I know I wrote that down right. So we're just gonna pretend we don't see it. Going down 5.5. 5.5. It probably moved it or tried to move it. We gotta go double check that side then. 5.125. Yep, it did move it. Okay, now we know why. Lock it all down. That's exactly what happened. That's what we didn't do. This hue. Oh my god. Try to be efficient, why don't I? 5.1/2. 5.1/2. 90-degree angles all around. Awesome. And those were 8'4" height to the bottom of, or the top of the footings, not footers, mind you. Only because I don't like to use the word footer. That's weird. 8'4". Oh, that needed to be a new body. Well, we can come here and go to history. And yeah, make it a new body. Love history, dude. It's just the only way to go. Double, triple check. 8'4", 6x6s. We'll just go ahead and check distance 1 foot. Okay, so I did the standard 1 foot in. This one ended up at 1 foot and 1/8. So we're just gonna adjust that. That sucks. Maybe that's the 8 that I was talking about. Could it be? Was that the 8th? Okay. Starting to take shape for 3D. Flush mounted beam. I don't know if I want to do all the brackets. I probably should just because it would be really good practice, but it just takes a while. Let's get to our decking. We'll do decking, footing. And then I think maybe we'll do the brackets. Well, we need the lateral braces, the handrail. We just need the whole thing, but we'll start with the decking. And I run my decking 1.5 inches over. Everybody on the internet will tell you I'm wrong for whatever reason, but you know what? Sucks for them, because that's what it's gonna be. Ooh, 5.5, there we go. And then do an 1/8 inch gap between the deck boards, not a quarter, because that is absolutely huge. And your speed square is gonna be your gap. Yeah, a 1/4 inch is massive, dude. It is massive. It's just too big. 5.5. So we'll get 1 deck board, and then we'll just use the pattern tool. After we're certain, 1 inch decking, that's Trex. We'll extrude this guy a little later. We probably actually won't even extrude that shape. That was just kind of a placeholder. Okay, how are we gonna do this? We're gonna extrude it to the end, and then we'll subtract both sides, right? Is that how we're gonna do it? Is it? I like this little tick mark too it gave us with the parametric update. Just good things, just good things. So we want to have 1.5 inches, so we want to go minus, oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. 5.5 minus 1.5 inches minus 4, minus 4, minus 4, and 1/8. So minus 4 and 1/8, because we want that 1/8 gap between our picture frames. So minus, oh my god, we're ruining it. Minus 4 and 1/8. Awesome. We also have to decide if we want to add the screw pattern, but I feel like that might make the blueprint a bit too much. There we go. Do we want to do the screws? It's gonna be a lot cleaner to look at on a blueprint, but it will be more correct if we add them. Well, I guess I'm not really one for correctness. Let's deck this thing. Pattern tool, and then with an 1/8 gap, we'll have 5 and 5/8 is gonna be our spacing. So not total distance, but we'll go spacing. And we'll just kind of guess the amount after we select 5 and 5/8, because that gives us our 1/8 gap. How many boards you say? We'll just guess. 22 is not enough. 25? 25. Oh, damn. Those are pattern tools. Is this good? Yes. Coming down to the left side, let's go ahead and get our picture frame started. Same deal with our 1/8 gap. God, these things get in the way. Lock that down. 5.5 board. Come down. Kind of marry it versus the marks. Marry the marks. Awesome. And then we'll just throw this thing back as far as it needs to go, or extrude it to the back side of the deck as far as it needs to go. Just run it over. We're gonna split that, all the bodies. We're gonna split all the bodies. I'm saying words, at least. For back to the front side here, select the face. Let's kind of add a 45-degree angle or just ruin the project. Oh, let's get rid of this sketch plane. We want to select the face of this one. 45. And then we want, okay, we did that, but now there's no gap technically between this front board and our front picture frame board. So we got to take this whole thing and then move it 1/8 forward for our gap, if that makes any sense. Sorry if it doesn't. But you see how these kind of, hold on. Yeah, you see how these, like it was back here and then we moved it up. Now this is our gap. And that's just perfect. So we'll mirror that board. Try to save some efficiency around here. Jesus, whoops. Just make our mirror line there. Doesn't really have to be anything special unless you want it to be special. No. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Let's get our front board here. Copy just the front one, 5 5/8. You know what it is. Oh, that said 3/4, but I don't want to think about it. So we're just go copy 5 and 5/8. Awesome. 45 these got to be 1/8 bigger too, so plus 1/8. And now we can 45 this. There's a miter. What happened here? Why is this perfect? Should I not ask questions? I don't think I should. Oh, I mirrored the exact center. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. Just right here. We need to go this way with the board, 1/8. Mirrored the wrong center, which is fine. At least we fixed it. Jeez. Let's 1/8. Rotate around axis, 45 degrees. Face. Awesome. It's coming together. Now that I'm thinking about it, looking at this end grains would probably look like garbage, but I think we're putting fascia on this thing anyway, so it doesn't matter. Fascia is like a nice board that goes around the outside, so you can't see anything like the cross cuts or whatever you want to call them. Add a plane in the back, and we'll just trim off these excess decking. And even if he doesn't want to add like a fascia, we're gonna build it like that anyway. Because as soon as we got the check in hand, we're going home. No, I've known this guy my whole life. He would definitely get me back out there to completely redesign it. I probably should have colored all this stuff while I was building it, but life goes on. All right. So we don't have to worry about handrail blocking on the front here because we just have a massive beam. But we will have to add some blocks. Luckily, this beam cutoff is going to give us the blocks we need. And some in Oregon, they kind of want you to block like this like open bay too. So we'll just go ahead and do that for them. Okay. Do we have the footings now? What do I have here? I'm actually going to make these a little bigger. 1'10". That's not going to work. We're going to go like 2 feet down. 2 feet by 1.5. We'll do 16 across. We'll do 16 by 16, 2 feet down. One year I built a ton of these gray decks in Trex. That's just what everybody wanted. So this color is giving me the Trex vibes. What are you doing? There we go. 16. 16. And then select that and that. New object. 24 down. That doesn't look nearly big enough. Maybe we'll go like 18 or something. Let's adjust our sketch plane. We'll get it right the first time. Just go 20. Let's make it a massive footing. I think there's all the room in the world there. And if there's not, well, at least it'll pass the city. New body, 24. There we go. Now that's a block. We'll copy the footing, just move it to a random place. We're going to use the align tool here. Select the object, align this top, hold her down with that. Bam, 2 footings. Very good. We finally get to use the concrete visualization. Now we want to add our lateral bracing. We want it to end here. So, how are we going to do this? I don't think it really matters, so we're just going to grab it and go point to here. And then we'll draw a line perpendicular on this line. First we'll lock this line down. Perpendicular. And this line will be, oh my god, these little icons. Ivan, Ursvin, whatever your name is, 3.5. And these will just be parallel with this line. Intersection. Oh my god, these icons are pissing me off. Parallel. Ursvin, your lines are killing me, my guy. Where are we at? Here we go. there. Same deal on this side. To there. I guess we could just use the offset tool. I don't really know what I'm doing anymore. Offset 3.5. Bring it over. We'll just trim away the excess. These are gonna get cut like that. Don't worry, I'll totally cut it straight. Awesome. This line's gotta get trimmed. And we'll isolate this sketch just to extrude it. 3.5. It's just a 2x4, and then we just use like ledger locks to lock that thing in. Oh, not 3.5, 1.5. Whoops. It's coming together. The framing's almost done. We'll do the handrail blocking in just a second after I like put the handrail up, because there's some measurements that I just don't want to think that hard. All right, let's start on this handrail. Come to the top view here. And man, how did it go? 4. I remember the number 4. I haven't built a deck in like a little bit, so let's just kind of get some lines drawn. How did I get this? 4 and 4? I remember scribing line at 4, and then that was the back of the plate. No, it was 1.5 inches. Hold on, everybody. I got to think about this for just a second. 1.5 inches, and that's our framing. It was 1 inch from there, right? And then it's a 4-inch plate. So get this line. And we'll get, nope, 1.5 inches here, 1 inch. That is where this intersection is. We do a rectangle, diagonal rectangle at that. 4 inches. 4 before. 4B. 4. Awesome. And then the post itself inside this thing, rectangle center, is 2x2. This is an aluminum handrail. And then I guess we'll just try to get in our little circles here. So we'll just drawing it out. Select all these lines. Construction lines, the beauty of construction lines, my God. I don't remember how big three-quarter maybe? Probably half. 3/4 seems like massive. Yeah. Yeah, we'll call it 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. Half inch. Okay. The plate itself was, let's just section view this. Trim all this other garbage away. To keep ourselves clean. So the plate itself was not very thick, but was it 1/4? I'm doing this all from memory at this point. We're gonna call it a quarter because we have no other basis. The height of the post is 3.5, 3.5 feet, 36. And that's one post. And then we'll unionize these. And I guess we'll add some detail just while we're here. Did I get the bottom? Yeah, okay. And then we'll get some chamfers here. Edges. We'll just kind of add just a little bevel here because they didn't have much of a bevel. They might have even just had a 1/4 inch. That looks almost about damn right. And then these all had a bevel as well, or a chamfer, or fillet, whatever have you. We're gonna call it an 1/8 because it wasn't very much. Those had like caps or something that covered the hole. They were hollow. Should we make them hollow? Nah, we don't care about that. Okay. And now we need this post to go 2.5 in, and this looks right. I remember all this. Okay, it's 2.5 in from the edge and the other one. So let's copy. I wonder, can we be smart about this? Yes. No. Yes. We're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. We're not gonna be smart. I'm gonna regret this. Copy. I'm gonna start using this hand to do all that stuff. 1 7/8 inches. So negative 1 7/8 inches minus 2 1/2. Be positive. Oh my god. Oh my god. Two and a half minus 1 7/8 inches. Okay. 1 7/8 inches. 4 3/8 is too much. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Math has completely left my zone. I can figure it out though. If it's 7/8 and it needs to go, so it just needs to go 5/8. Yeah. All right. Center to center. 165 3/8. And we have a maximum spacing, and I think it was like 5 feet or something. So pattern, linear pattern, spacing, total spacing. No, space. No, we want to divide them equal. So we go total spacing, and then 165. Oh shit, I forgot what it was. Is it 3/8? It totally was. Spacing distance of 82 feet, 6 foot. So we want to go 5. We don't want to go any more than 5 feet, but we also want to get it to be right. I think it'd still be total distance. I think I'm just ruining all this stuff. 165 3/8. How many did I have on the first one? I only had fucking that many. 4. Yeah. Okay. There we go. We're going to call that good. Now, we want another post to be 3.5 off the wall. So 2.5 in reality. 2 negative. That might not be right. We can't ever go above 3.5. So we're going to call that 3.5. Well, we can't ever go above 4, but we do 3.5 just for the safety of the children. And I mean that in a literal sense. What do we got? 136.5. We're just going to do it the same way. One 36.5. And then I also have 4 on this side as well. I could have done those in one go. I gotta get better, just like in general. Does anybody remember the first number? Yeah, me neither. $165.125, right? There we go. We kind of cheated a little bit. But hey. Kind of want to color this thing just to kind of bring us up to like, yeah, so it looks nice. Get rid of these sketch planes too, I guess. We've just been kind of slamming Tail of Destruction here. Got all these blank files too. It's good to stay organized, as you probably found out. Yeah, at least the sketch planes go. I can't remember a lot. What was it? 3.5 up. And then we can add tons of balusters. We'll go 3.5 up, but maybe we'll go for the top cap. Is the top cap gonna sit on it? No. Start. We're gonna do some trickery. We're gonna start here. We're gonna sweep this shape. Oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna sweep the shape. Hopefully we'll allow it to do that. Can we delete that point? Yeah, then we'll do the same on the other side. And that'll just give us a nice clean sweep line. Yeah, that'll be really good. Okay. Let us continue. We want to tack these section 3.5 from this base, 3.5 up. Never want to go over 4. And then this bracket was, we'll just call it 3. Maybe it was like way less. Maybe it was like 1.5 inches. No, I could see it being 1.5 inches. Let's just do that. 1.5. And then, cause it was pretty small. And this is the shape we're gonna sweep. For the love of God, don't let me forget. It'll extrude as a, well, I guess it doesn't matter. We have history, so you don't have to remind me anything, people watching this at home. Let's select this, and then let's just test sweep it. No. Let's go for it. Let's go for it, and then wait for the error. Sweet, fucking sweet. They also had like a little indent for the balusters and stuff like that, but we won't worry about all that. We're really just kind of going for looks. With the handrail, I send it off to a company anyway. Let's do the top cap for the well, for the top cap, duh. Which was pretty simple. How do we want to do this? Come over. It had about a 1/2 inch over hang. Enough for a beer. That was one of my selling points. Like, do you want to be able to set a beer on top of it? Or do you want it to be cheap as shit? A lot of people just said cheap as shit is fine. And I said, okay. Oops. 1/8. Let's kind of add right here. And it did have like an arc to it, and it also came down a little bit too, so maybe we'll just go ahead and add a little down. Oops. So it covers the tops of the posts, everything. And then, should we do an arc now? I guess so. Why not? We haven't said the word tangent in the whole video, so that's pretty cool. Tangent. And I guess we'll do like, I don't know, 1/4. Yeah. Arc tool. We could just mirror that. Much too lazy. Dude, these little icons are killing me. Tangent. Radius of 1/4. Wow, we just hit it right off the bat. Oop, now we're on the other side. Let's grab this shape and this shape. And then we'll sweep this for our top cap. Very good. We'll also have to add 3.5 to where it meets the house. Okay, yeah, whatever. Oh dear Lord. Plus 3.5. There, and then that runs into the house. And then these would be miters, you know, technically. So, but we won't do nothing about that. That's fine. Let's do balusters. The front and the sides are going to be different. And with balusters, either you're starting in the center or you're starting on an edge. And we're going to go ahead and choose to start in the center. So let's just kind of section view us into here and get a good center. Oop, that's the arc tool. Automatic. I really gotta be using this hand. I'm gonna burn my hand out. Awesome. And we'll just kind of grab the center one here. Now that we can do construction lines. Balusters are super small, but very strong. 1 and 1/64, yeah, right. Let's do 7/8, do 3/4 by 3/4. Section view off. Raise the baluster. We want it to actually bump into the bottom here. And be a new body, which when you bump it with the tick, it becomes a new body. That's awesome. Pattern tool. Tool spacing distance 4. And then we'll just have our last one kind of disappear into there, because no matter what, if we have it at 4, we won't be oh, what am I doing here? Well, you clicked into the video to figure that out. 8. Yeah, and that's perfect. Okay. So let's do the same thing on the other side here. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, pattern tool. 8, 4. There we go. Perfectly spaced ballistors. Now, I guess we'll just select these balusters and align them. Why does one have 7 and one have 8? I'm not going to question it. Just eyeball it. I think one of the balusters is stuck in there. 55, so this next one can go 110. You asshole. You're killing me. Just select one of them. Okay. Awesome. Let's do the same on the side, and we'll just copy it, throw it over. And then I guess we'll paint it, and then we'll just kind of think about. But this is pretty much the most basic way to do this. We still got to do the 2D drafts and all that stuff, but we'll do the same flow as we just did. Kind of section off our edges here. Draw a center line. Make it a construction line. And then 3/4 by 3/4 square. 3/4 by 3/4 square. Grab the shape. Don't isolate. Grab the shape, don't isolate. Pull it up to here, the bottom. I guess that's the bottom, but as long as it's not poking through, we should be fine. Pattern tool. Spacing of 4, which it could even be a little bit more, because, you know, the thickness of the 3/4, but life goes on. kind of lands really close to that, but I think it'll be fun. In real life, I would probably be like, it's fine. So, in my digital life, I feel like it'll be fine. Sweet. We'll just eyeball it again. It worked so well last time, right? 45.5. 45.5. Copy. Uncopy. I think that'd be right. Oh, we gotta do the blocking too. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be absolutely fine. Let's try to stay organized though, because there's quite a bit going on now. Especially with the balusters. Jesus. Baluster City. Group items. Balustor. Baluster. Top cap. I really hate how I have to delete all these. Top cap. Autumn rail. Posts. Handrail, which is definitely the most expensive part of the whole project. It's typically just the handrail. We'll just throw that in there too. What's this item? Oh, it's our braces. Vertical brace. I think the lateral brace. I think it's called a lateral brace. It's definitely not a vertical brace, so we're not gonna do that. Hold on. Lateral brace. Sweet. Footings. And decking. Post. Post. And I'll just classify all this as framing. I don't think it needs to like go very far in depth. group. Framing. Okay. Let's unhide all the sketch planes and then throw them in their own file too. And then we'll keep going. I don't want to get confused. Not like I would. It's pretty self-explanatory from this point. Sketch. We'll drag this guy down. Should we color it? Should we 2D view it? Oh, we're coloring it. Environment. Let's do like a gradient. I don't know. My friend's house is like the weirdest beige-ish color. I really don't know what color that is called. It's called boomer yellow. That's what we'll call it. The handrail, the cast iron kind of gives it a good powder coated look. The decking, these can actually go. Decking is Trex, and we'll do a flat or a matte ABS. I really don't know what color he's gonna want though. Probably like a brighter color, like Havana gold, just to match the house. We could even add like the trim boards or the picture frame just to be like a different color. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's play around just for a second longer here. Gotta get the real Havana gold, you know what I mean? And these 3 boards will have a darker, just to kind of border. And sometimes I've even seen them be like purple and stuff like that. Let's do the framing, which there's no pressure treated, but we'll do that stuff. Because it kind of looks like, you know, pressure treated. Or mahogany, maybe? That kind of has the pressure treated brown. The West Coast pressure treated's like this, like it's actual, you know, like perforated and stuff like that. That should be fine. Even throw these in there too. I don't think that looks too bad. Everything's just gonna be brown. Great. Let's do concrete. Stone. How often do we ever use this concrete? You know what I mean? I always forget about these. It's like totally different than the colors. Let's just ignore it for a second. I think these colors should be a little different, and the decking color I kind of hate. honestly, maybe even just straight up gray. No, what am I thinking here? Kind of a purple, like a deep purple. He does like that band. Really want this to show. That doesn't look too bad. We'll have to add the brackets here in a minute too. I don't know if I want to get serious about the brackets or not, because we are running on an hour, so I might take a break. All right, let's finish this thing. What do you say? We need blocking, fascia, angle braces, and then I'll do the 2D drawings, and I won't make you sit through that whole thing, though I could. I very well could. Let's start with the fascia. Trex fascia is 3/4. Nice. We'll come down to here, 3/4. There we go. And we could just sweep this shape. Could we? I want it to be different pieces though. So let's copy and rotate. And then we'll mirror that one. And I also want it to be mitered. So let's sweep this shape just to make our lives easy, I guess. This shape we cannot sweep because we would have to come over here. So let's just do this. Right to the end there. Looking good. Hide the sketch, wherever it may be. We'll rotate it to get our miter and ruin it. There we go. Rotate 45. In reality, I would probably cut these at like 46, just so the tips touch, right? That one will mirror. I guess we'll do our 45 on this one. It's coming together. Center point, construction. We did the center line so we can mirror in more. That lines up just perfect. Fascia is done. Now let's do our blocking here. We'll just use these like beam cutoffs, so it'll be 6x6 blocking. Now how are we gonna get the placement of it is our question, my question, maybe even your question. Let's come to this plane, because this is where the block's ultimately gonna be. Maybe we'll just make it big and then subtract all the things we don't need. That sounds like something we could do. Because we know these holes go through the outer joist. So let's just grab a rectangle. 5.5 by whatever. It's gonna have to block this whole bay, and we can actually see the joist through the decking. Maybe we'll try to line it up all perfect like that. Okay, let's grab this sketch plane and just move it down to wherever. Okay, 5.5. Massive block. I guess we could Subtracted 1.5 inches. $19.5. Oops, that's not the right view. We'll just go back to default because we're lost. We are lost. That looks pretty good. We're just kind of faux lining it. And then now we want this blocking to be right up on the decking. So let's just go ahead and select the surface of that, 10.25. So we're 10.25 down from both those surfaces. So we'll go, oops. We'll go up -10.25. There we go. No, this wasn't a 6x6. This was a 6x9.5. It's a massive block. I guess we could get away with a 6x6 because we'll just incorporate it into our post cutoffs. Yeah. And then over here, this might be light though. We'll go 6x10. Why not? Bunch of nails. Now we know that block is directly under that one. We'll grab it and subtract from all these objects here. Subtracting more. We want these objects to do the cutting. I guess this one can too. Keep the removed bodies, so we'll keep it all. Keeping it all. We're nailing it together and we're keeping it all. The blocking block, kind of a blockhead. And then how are we gonna, might kind of cheat here. We'll just use this kind of as our center. Copy. That's probably centered. That seems legit. And then the last one. That one is not centered. But we'll slam this last one right to the edge here. We cannot. Back it off 1 inch. Yeah, that's about centered. Oops. We are having problems maneuvering the camera. Let's just mirror these. Smart man would put this in the blocking file, but hey, I'd have never said I was smart. Mirror, bam, blocking, done. We might even want a joist on the other side of that just to give us that extra support. I think we'll do it. At least. Let's just go grab a line. And we'll grab a center. And this one only has to be 1.5 inches. 1 and 1/2. And this will just keep the joist kind of upright. What do you mean we're constrained? We're detaching you. We're disconnecting. Oh my god. We grab you. Grab you. Take the slow way. Construction line, the middle one. Everybody already sees that we should have done this at a different point. We did the blockings. Yeah, that's definitely gonna add a lot of structure. And it's just, you know, like 4 nails. Come to our bottom view. We could just eyeball this one. The grid pattern will surely save us. Maybe it won't. No, that's it. That's definitely it. And then here. There we go. Mirror. Yeah. And that just kind of spreads some load around the deck. Now let's get our angle braces, which will actually be 4x4 material. And I think the minimum we'd want it is like 3 feet. So how are we gonna do that? Guess we'll just make a line. Have this be 36. Have this be 45. Wow, this was very easy. And then 3.5 offset. And we'll just carry these down. Intersections. Whoops. No, that's fine. I have a line there for whatever reason. And then these will kind of go like in the middle of the post. So 1 inch in. Wow, they're gonna have to be bigger, aren't they? Yep, you're right. Thanks for that. Do it again. Smash that back button. The length of this would be 48. Right? 12, 24, 48. Okay, yeah. I know what I'm doing. Come on, I know what I'm doing. Offset edge, 3.5. Don't fail me now, grid pattern. Oh, we already have the object. Sweet. 3.5 is 4x4. 4x4. And 1 inch in. We'll mirror this shape. And then the lateral braces take the other direction of load. And we'll hold those in with like SDS screws. So we got our blocking, we got our fascia, we got our lateral, vertical, whatever, angle braces, knee braces. Man, do we want to go for the hardware? I kind of just want to finish this project. I don't know. I don't think the hardware would actually be like difficult. I just think it would be like really time consuming. And I'm already doing all those exercise videos. Exercise videos. And that's basically like what I would be doing. You know what I mean? We go into the Simpson website and looking it up. Like, what is this hardware? Throw some color on everything. And actually, instead of the mahogany veneer clear coat, we kind of want the sanded. Clear coat is all glossed. Not like it actually matters in this case. Where are we? Here we are. Wood, plastic, wood. Blah. Mahogany veneer sanded. Along with all the framing. Wow, look at all that. Handrail, footing, decking, framing. Change to sanded. And then the last things I want to do, and I'll upload the 2D views, like at the end of the video or whatever. Maybe I'll even link to them. I haven't said I'll link to anything in the description in any of these videos. But I definitely, it would just be really tedious for everybody here to watch, and it's already not the most viewer-friendly channels, you know what I mean? So, do we do that or that? We'll do that. Be like a brown. I feel like this brown color should just be like a goldy brown. So let's push it a little towards the gold side. Yeah, like a golden brown. Or is that just throw up? Is it throw up color or is it brown? The world will never know. I'm just going to call that a deck for the sake of viewership. If we want to do the brackets, in the next one I'll totally do the brackets, but as far as this video is concerned, you know, this is it. Like, this is the most basic deck you could get. It's got all the parts and pieces, at least the lumber. And it doesn't look too bad. You know, it doesn't look too bad. I also suppose we should name this thing. The guy's name I'm building it for is Christian, so we're going to name it Christian's deck. But we can't spell, so it's going to be, oh my god, Christian's deck. Sweet. The style, the name, the tradition, it's all here. Thanks for watching.